Hopefully we're back. I'm sorry about that. That was ridiculous. It's what happens when I take a phone call in the middle of a live stream. All right, my apologies, people. We'll let the people join back up here in a second. Unbelievable. I got a call from work and it dropped me out. So apologies about that. But yeah, it never fails, Mark. Like, I'm in the middle of a conversation. A buddy of mine just called me from work, so I had to take that call. Normally I just forward it, but I had to answer it. So anyway, we were talking about the motor. They took that core out. They took the block and everything in it basically out, and we don't really know what that was. We don't know what caused it. We don't know where exactly those pieces came from, you know. So guten Tag, mein Freund. So I have no idea. But since we are less than 2 weeks away from picking it up, I can give you an update on everything. Actually, I changed the thumbnail here and what we are doing. So like I said, we decided to go, after seeing Stang Mode's video, it just unnerved me. I just couldn't imagine just having my motor blow up like that. And it's luckily he's almost back. I think his motor is completely rebuilt. He's about to have that thing back, so he's good to go. But it shook me, man. I'm like, I didn't want to end up with my motor exploding. So we decided to build one from the bottom up and make it stronger. So we went with, it's not a stroker either, so it's just a 6.2. It's HHP BES block with ported heads. Their larger cam that they offer. Manley rods and pistons. I forget which crank assembly. We're going with a ported snout from Joker Performance. That should be back any day now. They're finished with that. We're getting rid of the Litton's pulley, and we're going with Mecco system, because with the 275 and 310 upper that I'm getting, I can switch them out interchangeably. 10% lower. They are pinning the crank. I believe the injectors are staying the same. I believe the injectors are still 1050s. Let's see what else. Cook's headers into green cats, the high flow cats, and then now an AWE touring exhaust. Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm getting rid of the JLT intake for the leg maker. And why am I doing that? So we just changed out the hood on the TRACKHAWK with the carbon fiber sniper hood that has the 3 vents on each side. I wanted the leg maker because it comes with a rain cover. That's all. Basically just has a little shield, heat shield on top. Only reason I did it. After driving the vehicle in downpours, I realized, you know what, I didn't need to do that because the JLT wasn't getting wet, and the rain cover that we have on the JLT filter, or on the air filter itself, was doing its job. So it was kind of like a waste to swap it out. But just give me 1 second. You guys can hear the 6-cylinder roar of my rental. A couple other things we did while the vehicle was at the shop. We also picked up what horsepower goals. Okay, so our goals are still 800 wheel or more on pump gas. Now that's hard to get, so that's why we had to go with all the cam, the ported and polished snout. Like, more efficiency, more boost, a little bit more on pump. Now we were right around 750 on pump. I wanted to get like just an extra 50 horsepower for the street, but for our track tune, I don't know. I'm guessing 900 plus, judging by some of the other builds that they've done with less modifications. So we're hoping on MS109, fingers crossed, that it's over 900. In the meantime, can you gap someone in in this car? I can't gap anybody in this car. I couldn't even gap somebody's spark plugs in this car. We also decided to get rid of our Avant-Garde M652 wheels, the 22-inch wheels that I've had forever. I sound like squints. I decided I like those wheels a lot, but we wanted to go with Velgen's VF5, the lightweight edition, in a 22. Satin black finish, kind of stay with the OEM theme, since the OEM wheels are satin black, and a little bit lighter. And I got rid of 5 of them. I sold all. I had 5. I had the 4 and plus the spare. We got rid of all of them. We picked up those wheels along with, and tires. You guys are going to kill me for this because I've been preaching stay away from overpriced tires, but I could not find a set of 305, 35, 22s in an all season that I liked. Some of them, I looked. Everything was a street tire or a performance tire, and you know, the Lexanis are awesome. I will absolutely get the Lexanis again. However, in heavy rains, like here in the Northeast, Mark, you guys know what I'm talking about. Here in the Northeast, especially in the springtime going into the summer, we get hit with a ton of rain. And I am not comfortable with any performance tire in rain. I want something that's a little bit better or designed a little bit better. So I decided to go with the Pirelli Scorpions in a 305, 35, 22. It just came yesterday. As soon as I get the Jeep back, I take them over to Dunfab to have them mount them. As far as OEM sensors too, I don't know what happened to the I ordered some Schraders that are aftermarket, and I don't know what happened to them. They never showed up. I'm expecting them hopefully any day now, but they never showed up. I also have an extra set of Gorilla locking nuts. Go figure. Amazon sent me an extra set. I don't need, let's see, 60, what is it, 60 nuts now? I have 20 that I have already, plus 2 boxes of these things. Sorry if I'm missing some of your questions. The way this is set up here in the car with the light, it's actually hard to read. So you have the Scorpions on your Ram. Yeah, I wanted something a little bit better in wet conditions. That's it. You know, all season going to be a little bit better than the performance tires that I had. It sucked because the Lexanis were such a good tire. We were able to do, you know, run mid-10s with those tires, a 1.560 foot on those tires. They handled fine, especially in dry conditions. They were perfect, but in the rain they weren't that bad. I just was thinking, you know, it's my daily. I want something that's all around, you know, because I don't know if you guys remember last year, I got caught in the light snowfall that happened in November, and it may have been like a ½ inch, and the Lexanis were like ice skates. They were terrible, absolutely garbage, and that was an eye-opener. I'd never do that again. But I mean, even this car, even this rental with whatever tires they have on here, these tires have done great in the snow that we've had the last couple of days. We had snow last night, driving home in the ice early in the morning sucked. The snowfall we've had back in November and then a week ago, you know. So we'll see how they last. I'm going to check how many miles from the time we start the mileage on the clock and when we finish with them. But the sensors we were talking about, the TPMS a second ago, I had to go with the OEMs because somebody told me that over 150 miles, the metal stems are rated for at least 150 miles per hour, whereas the Schraders are not, the rubber ones. So not that I'm going to be running around at 150 miles an hour, but at the track, etc., constantly doing passes. I wanted the OEM stem. And they were actually kind of cheap. I got them online. The dealership was selling them for $60 a piece, but I found them on eBay. Was there a specific reason you don't want? Yes, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. E85, yes, people are going to argue against this, but E85 is corrosive. It attracts water, and during the wintertime, it's 30 degrees out right now. In the wintertime, it is a pain in the ass to start. This is not my once in a while car. Well, not this car, but you know, the TRACKHAWK is my daily driver. It means I want to be able to go to any gas station and get E80 or 93. I don't want to have any issues starting it. I don't want it to attract water. I don't need an corrosive. For me, it's a no-go. It's easier for me to just put race gas in it when I need it, you know? So, you know, there are other people on the opposite side of the spectrum. Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. It's not. It's really not. I've had these discussions with HHP and other people. It's not the greatest thing since sliced bread. For a race car, knock yourself out. For a daily, I'm staying away from it. And that's just me personally. I hope that when they that block goes back, our core, maybe they'll email them and let them know exactly what it was that failed, if it was a bearing or what. Somebody said oil pump. Who knows what was going wrong with it, but to have those 3 big chunks in that other thumbnail, wow. You know, I have no idea what that was. And those of you that joined late, our stream got cut off. What we were talking about was the original thumbnail that I had up in the first stream, and it was of 3 metallic pieces. I'm going to be uploading something in the morning to show it in more detail, but these 3 chunks of aluminum were found inside my block, my motor, when they were taking it out. I had no idea. I'm like, the car ran fine, you know? Oh well. I mean, talk about being lucky as far as picking the right time to do this build. Man, I just imagine hot dogging it one night and then it just pops, you know? So there's a lot I wanted to talk about. The hood that we put on, that we got from our buddy Mr. Wright, literally that's his name. Great guy. He had a TRACKHAWK, same color as mine. He had the sniper hood still in carbon fiber. What we did was we took it to PL Auto Body here in Philadelphia. Great shop. You need any body work or paint done, you need a bullet hole covered up, they're a shop to go to, trust me. They knocked it out of the ballpark. What is that? And we paint matched the top part, left the bottom part carbon fiber. The vehicle is pretty much done. We've already had the PPF put on. I just needed a paint correction on the rest of the vehicle and a ceramic coating. Speaking of ceramic coatings, I picked up this stuff called, I think it's called Geon Q2. It's supposed to be really easy for wheels. We'll be ceramic coating the satin finish VF5s from Scott Velgen later on this week. Now, they don't glossify, they don't cause your satin finish to get glossy. They just make it like a deeper, like a darker look, you know. You don't have to worry about putting a ceramic coating on a satin finish and turning it gloss. All right, I'll make sure I get through some of these other questions here before I get done. What time is it? 2:24. All right. Now, we will be live next in, what is it, 2 weeks from today? Yeah, it's not next week, it's the week after. We will be live at the shop during the tuning sessions. You can see everything that's going on. First start. One of my bosses. So, yeah. Shit, can't get through there. We went live the last time we were there. They got good reception, so it should be good. Even in a rental, I'm worried about door dings. 1 second, people. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, that gentleman, good dude. He lives in my neighborhood. He actually breeds pit bulls. So if you're in the Philadelphia area and you need a pit bull, a purebred, check out Philly Pit Bulls. I don't think he has a website. I have to find out if he has a Facebook page, but he's a breeder. Let's see. What's the specific reason you don't want? I talked about that. Soon. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, my man, until we get it back. Let's see. I had the Scorpions. Not you. How you been? Okay, I think I covered everything. Yeah, so it sucks waiting. It really sucks waiting. Well, before we planned it, you had to wait 3 months. So if you're planning to have anything done to your vehicle, one, I would recommend HHP, High Horse Performance in Smyrna, Delaware. 2, do your planning way ahead of time. It takes 3 months for you to get an appointment with them. That's how busy they are. So, if you planned right now, you're looking at May or even April, right? Yeah, May or June, actually. So I would call them up if you have any plans, etc. Anything you need to get done, tuning, exhaust, whatever. If you're local, Dunfab Motorsports right over the bridge in Pensacola, New Jersey, does awesome work. That's where I take my car for locally for all kinds of stuff. They did the axles. They do my oil and grease fittings for the B-Woody suspension. They did lowering springs. They do remote tuning. They did a couple people we know. They're TRACKHAWKs. They, helped with all the modifications. So really, really great shop. Call those guys up too. And PL Auto Body for any of your body work and your paint needs. But this has been a really pain in the butt waiting for 2 weeks and things just building up at the house as far as products go and not being able to do any product reviews, put any modifications on, etc. So 2 more weeks to go and we're good to go. So that's it. West Canada, nice. Well, I haven't been to Canada in a while. Canada's great. Montreal, I've been to Quebec, Montreal. What's the Niagara, and we drove around Toronto. We didn't actually go in Toronto. I wish we had time to stop in Toronto. And Edmonton. Shoot, I can't forget, years ago when I was in the military, we traveled to, I don't know exactly what location it was. We were training up there for a month with the Canadian forces, and we got to go visit the Edmonton Mall. That was actually really cool. I think it was the world's largest mall at the time. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, any questions or comments, drop them after this video uploads. I will have a more thorough video going live tomorrow morning that I had pre-recorded yesterday, talking about this, all the modifications that we've done, that we had planned, the pieces, that I talked about, that some of you already saw, some of you joined late. I'm going to have to change the thumbnail. And that's it. I got really lucky, I guess. I got super, super lucky doing this build when we did, because anytime you find big chunks of metal in your motor,